The shifting power relations in the classroom in the digital age. Before the digital age, the term literacy referred to the ability to read or write, which was only taught at school. However, looking at the socio-cultural perspective of the new literacy studies, it recognised literacy as a social practice, which wasn't restricted to the school environment but could also be used at home and at work. Due to new technologies, we now have digital literacies, which refers to how we communicate digitally using technology. For example, sending a text or updating your Facebook status. Digital literacies are used differently by different people at different times in different places. As Starkey quotes, teachers' beliefs and values underpin the way that they use digital technologies in the teaching process. We can see this impact in the classroom today with teachers using interactive whiteboards in different ways. Dudonay et al. Believes if the first step for teachers is to recognise new literacies, the second is to integrate them into everyday lessons. However, this can be a challenge for some teachers who are not of the net generation and are instead known as digital immigrants. Here is a picture of a typical primary classroom before the digital age. The main literacy practices that would have been used in this classroom are the blackboard and textbooks. The layout of the classroom is very structured with students sat in rows. This does not allow for social interaction to take place between the students. The teacher stands at the front of the classroom and models the correct behaviour to all students. This links with the behaviourist theory, which sees the classroom as didactic and teacher-centred. As Pritchard quotes, the teacher identifies the behaviours that are desirable. Here is another picture of a typical primary classroom today. You can see that there are quite a few differences, mainly due to technology. The digital literacies that would take place here would be the use of the interactive whiteboard, computer, printed worksheets, laptops and tablets. The use of these literacy practices will influence how the teacher teaches and communicates with their students and how the students feed back their knowledge and understanding. Classrooms today tend to be set out with groups of tables together, allowing students to interact more with peers. Unlike behaviourism, social constructivism theory considers the learner's prior experiences and believes students can generate knowledge through social interaction. As Pritchard believes, it is with reference to existing knowledge and understanding that new ideas and understanding can be constructed in the course of dialogue. Social constructivism therefore views learning as a collaborative process. Due to these new technologies, the role of the teacher in the classroom has changed. Before the digital age, the power was on the teacher, who stood at the front of the class. However, now the power has shifted to the students and their learning through their experiences and social interaction with the teacher and peers. As Starkey quotes, a range of teaching strategies will be used in the digital age, but each will focus on student learning. The use of technology enables students to construct their own knowledge and be in control of their own learning. The relationship between teacher and student has also changed, as before the digital age, communication was one way, with the teacher giving the student the knowledge. Now communication takes place between both teacher and students, with the teacher learning collaboratively with the students. Advancing technology has meant we now have greater access to large amounts of information and data thanks to mobile phones, tablets and laptops to access the internet and websites such as Google and Wikipedia. This means that the ability to think critically is now an essential part of learning in the digital age and therefore should be taught to students in schools. This will allow students to actively participate in a digital age society. To think critically, I mean being able to analyse, critique, judge, compare and contrast, evaluate, assess, reason and test hypotheses. Another challenge that teachers face regards their identity. Many things affect our identity, such as how critical we are, what we believe, our culture and our background. A teacher's identity will shape how they teach, how they use technology and how others view them, so it is important that they get it right. As Paul and Roselle quote, we create our identity through our social practices. Such social practices include how we speak, what clothes we wear and what music we listen to. It is thought individuals have multiple identities depending on their social context. For example, a teacher may speak in one way to a colleague and another way to a friend. Merchant quotes, we draw on different facets of our multiple identities in different communicative settings, both on and offline. As this quote suggests, individuals also have a digital identity, for example by using social media such as Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. It is important, particularly for teachers, to be critical of what they post online, as students, parents and colleagues can easily access this information, which could have huge consequences for their career as a teacher. Thank you for watching this screencast.
Created using Powtoon.